Hello guys, welcome back to DollMotion. Today's video is a super extra special one. I've been keeping this very hush-hush in my social media, and I'm finally able to share it with you. My first try at a steampunk doll. This project is actually part of a collab where me and a few other customizers work on a doll with a topic in mind. I'm very happy I was invited to join such a great group of inspiring artists, amongst who are Hextian, Moonlight Jewel, DollMotion, Dollightful, Doll's Brand New Look, and Anastazia Custom. I will leave links to all their channels in the description box below, so you can go see the whole steampunk set. For those of you who are wondering, what the fudge cake is steampunk? Let me quickly explain. Steampunk is a subgenre of science fiction or science fantasy that incorporates technology and aesthetic designs inspired by the 19th century industrial steam-powered machinery. Thanks Wikipedia, I always learn so much with you. So basically it's a world setting that involves a mix of science fiction with steam-powered machinery and very cool looking Victorian era fashion. Dear God, it sounds amazing, but I'm also biting my nails. This might become my most elaborate doll so far. I'll try my best. So after a lot of researching and looking for inspiration, I came up with this design. Meet Lyra Datchery, the leader of the White Saber Bounty Hunters. My favorite characters have always been the strong, confident, charismatic bastards. The ones that you hate to love because they are jerks, yeah, but this is often a mask to hide their golden hearts. So that's the character I wanted to portray. If you're wondering about the cyborg parts, it's because, well, let's just say bounty hunting is not the safest of business to be in, right? The character has been designed. Now we need to materialize her. And I have the perfect doll for her. I actually designed Lyra with this doll in mind, because she's missing both her right arm and leg. Only thing is, I will have to switch heads, to match my concept a little more of course. Nothing against Spectra, she's got a gorgeous face shape. I just need to find a character that fits Lyra better. So instead of a Spectra, I will be using Catherine the Mew. I can totally see Lyra through her. We are ready to begin. Oh, but yeah, let's make the switch first, shall we? We get her all prepped for her new face. But before we do that, we gotta change the position of those ears. Cut very slowly and carefully. I was scared about ruining the ears and cutting myself here. That blade was brand new. We mix some 2-part epoxy glue and stick both ears where they belong. Once dry, I tried to match the skin tone with acrylics to hide the dried glue. Needed a little bit more yellow, just a tiny bit more, but oh well. Let's not forget that little cut on her ear. Nice. Time for the face up. Starting with light brown to sketch a sexy and you don't want to mess with me look. This time I'm only sketching one eye and drawing a rough circle on the other side to mark where her lens is gonna be. Okay, who wants some backstory? Everyone? Yeah? Okay, cool. So, Lyra comes from a very wealthy and privileged family, and as a kid she was a very spoiled brat. Until the day she went to the part of the mansion she and her siblings weren't supposed to go, and saw with her own eyes the terrible things the rich got up to, including her parents, of course. Imagine a whole The Purge movie scenario. She couldn't take it and ran away. On the streets, and almost starving, she was rescued by the man who would become her mentor and train her to be the best bounty hunter in the country. She's kinda like a steampunk Robin Hood and doesn't go for the poor and unprivileged. I love origin stories. Okay, but back to the face-up. We do the final touches, add some shine, and gloss, and done. Next step, the hair. I roughly marked where I will glue the wefts, but first let's do those, shall we? I'm using these 3 colors. I grabbed the yarn around my hand to measure because the hair is gonna be kinda short, although I do not recommend following my example here. This amount should be enough, maybe even a little more than I need. We brush them until we get the fluffiness. Then straighten it and make the weft edge with some crafts glue. I use Mod Podge. Leftover fluff from all the brushing. What shall I do with it? Okay, but seriously, we'll need some of this fluff to cut into finer pieces so we can glue them to the part that will be the shade side. If you notice some bald spots, just add extra glue and cover them with more fluff. Once the desired part is covered, we put glue all over it and leave it to dry. Thanks to Mosekito for this amazing tutorial. Now it's time for the wefts. As always, we go layer by layer from bottom to top, and once dry, all that's left is to style it. So all we have to do to finish the head is to make her monocle. Monocle? Monocle. I use epoxy sculpts and shape all the details. When dry, I glue a small leather strand from one side to the other and extra secure it with smaller epoxy sculpt pieces. The head is ready, yay! Now until the next step, clothes. I was going through my fabric box trying to select the right material when I remembered, wait a second, I have a box full of discarded Monster High clothes. Maybe I can repurpose some of them? I hope I can find something. What are you doing here, random cut-off leg? I was very happy to find these items. They'll need repainting, but it will save me lots of extra work. First, the pants. The little moon needs to go, as does the extra strand across the belly part. Now to change the color. Lyra is not the type to wear Jaguar spotted patterns, as fabulous as they are. I need to create the blue lines on her pants, so I'll mix some paint and get to work. Now to paint the single boot. You probably can't see too well because of the brightness, but the color is changing, I swear. Brown is dry brushed afterwards to give some texture and make the boot look slightly dirty. And the details come last, adding black and golds to the smaller parts. I'm so happy I had this boot. It just screams steampunk however you see it. Time for the most elaborate part of this custom, the bionic prosthetics. First, I'll use some wire to shape them, and then I'll use some hot glue to join them with the dough. I don't want the leg and arm to be super heavy, so I try to fill the shapes as much as I can with tape before I bring out the epoxy sculpt. Dang, I forgot I should have put the pants on before. Oh, slowly and steady. Don't break, don't break, don't break, don't break, don't break. Oh, leg, no. Okay, it's fine. It's easier to put the pants on now. Leg reattached, I moved on to make a long leg warmer to put on her left side. Time to finally start shaping those bionics. I've been told a few times to wear gloves when using epoxy sculpt because it dries up your fingers or can cause allergic reactions or something like that, but they seriously get in my way, so you know what?
I don't care. I love it. I don't care.
The shirt is going to be super simple. Just a stripe of fabric tied around her neck and chest to make a bra. I was running a little behind on the schedule to post this, so my wonderful roommate came through for me and helped me by making the shoulder pad and belt with some paper foam or whatever this thing is called. Oh, look at them, they're amazing! Thank you so much, Liz. We paint them in browns to match the color scheme, and then using this tiny little thing, whose name I always forget, we add some very cool looking details for the belt. I'm not sure I'm using the tool correctly, but meh, it worked out in the end. We dirty up the pieces a little with a lighter brown. Steampunk people are always carrying around some dirt on them or something. And we finish it by putting some cool steampunky decorations at the front. I had these two bracelets I could use for extra accessorizing and went for the pink one. Just needed a slight change of color too. The leg and arm are ready to be painted. We give them a nice black base coat, so when we dry brush the silver it will pop out more. And while we're at it, we paint the transparent Spectra arm. You can probably see I changed the hand for one of Catherine the Muse. And finally dirty the metal with some brown. Maintenance of these pieces of work is probably not cheap, am I right? At this point I thought I was done, but I felt something was missing. A hat, of course, which we'll do using paper foam. I measured the size by using this Laguna blue helmet. Draw the outward circle and cut it. Then I cut a rectangular part to make the crown of the hat, and hot glue everything together. The top of the hat is a simple circle measured with the glue hat. Using Dollightful's armor tutorial for reference, I used a candle to heat the foam so I could reshape it easily. Be careful with fire, okay? I don't want to see any burned fingers. We paint the hat to match the color of the belt and shoulder pieces. All that's left is decoration. I'm using this golden ribbon and some fun metallic pieces I got from Amazon. Just go crazy and imaginative and put the pieces however you see fit. And that's it! Last piece done! Our SteamPunk Custom is finished! This custom was a challenge. Steampunk is such a detailed style with so many possible designs. Nevertheless, it was absolutely fun, and I'm very proud of the results. Lyra is definitely my favorite doll so far. Don't forget to go check out everyone else's customs. They're absolutely inspiring, and I'm very happy I had the honor to work with such a talented group of artists. And thanks to all my patrons for all their support. It's your faith in my work that allows me to bring more to the community. Hugs to all of you. It's time to say goodbye for now. How about it, Lyra? Wanna say something to our watchers? No? Just a little wave then, so people hit that subscribe and like buttons? Thank you, dear. Lyra and I will be seeing you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Tschüss!